Hello and welcome to Adventures with Dread. No, your ears aren't deceiving you. I am not Dread, but I do have the most excellent good fortune of being married to her. So I guess that makes me Mr. Dread. And you'll also notice that this is not Starfield or No Man's Sky for traditional hangouts, but this is, as it shows on the screen, City of Heroes. City of Heroes is an old game that has made a resurgence, and I don't think it gets nearly enough attention. So I'm going to do some short things on City of Heroes, and this is my first time, so bear with me a little bit. City of Heroes was an MMO created by NCSoft, I believe in 2004. They had the bad timing of coming out at the same time as World of Warcraft, so their best thing they could hope for was second fiddle. The game ran from about 2004 to 2012, and in some ways was superior to World of Warcraft, but again, that was just such a huge drawing that it didn't stand a chance. And you'll see why I say it's superior as we get into it here. But NCSoft did something amazing in 2012 when they shut down the servers. They gave away the software. They put it out in public domain and said, here, we're done with it. If anyone wants to run with it, go ahead. And there are a few different groups that did. And the one that I believe has done the best with it is this group called Homecoming out of Canada. And this is free. The client software is free. It's free to connect to the server. They do ask for donations, and I highly recommend donating because they do a wonderful job. I'll get logged in here, and there are, I believe, 5 servers running. Reunion is in Europe. The other 4 are in Canada. And I, with not knowing this when I first started playing, jumped onto Reunion, made all my characters there, and I'm gradually moving them over to the Canadian servers because I am located in eastern New York, or eastern United States, in New York State. There are a few other videos out there about City of Heroes, and most of them are like, oh, look at this game, I've never played it, let's check it out. And you get to see what it's like to build a character and run a low-level character, which is fine, it's great. But how do you know what characters you want to build unless you've actually seen them? So I'm going to run from the other end. I'm going to start with high-level characters and show you what the experienced character looks like, and then we'll look at how to build one. Today, though, I'm just going to show you one. I'm going to give you a really, try to give you an extensive overview of the game. You can have, up here in the left-hand corner, you'll see here, 1,000 characters. That's way more than I want to make. And there are, I believe, I did the numbers. There's a lot of different possibilities of power sets, and you'll see that when we start getting to it. My most advanced character here is Engraver, and that's the one we're going to be looking at today. Got this quick loading screen. When this first came out in early 2000s, I played this on a 33K modem, and successfully. So the graphics really are a little outdated, very flat and untextured, but not horrible. Camera control is pretty good. So let's get into it, and let's because there's a lot to cover, so I don't want to waste too much time. Let's look at the HUD, and you'll notice first off that there is a mouse pointer on the screen. I am in game mode. The controls to City of Heroes are very different from any other game I've played. So I highly recommend, if you first start playing City of Heroes, that you run through the Outbreak tutorial. And I will do a video on creating a character and going through the Outbreak tutorial. But let's look at this HUD here right now. Right here up in the middle, 12 o'clock, is your navigation. Navigation tells you where you are, what you're doing, what direction you're looking in as you turn, your compass moves, choices, your map, which you can also bring up with an M on the keyboard, and you can a slider here for zooming in and out of the map. And because I am not in a mission, it brings up the zone map. This is, you can see the darker areas, the place I've not been in this zone. And the fog of war opens up as you pass through areas. And let me get on top of something, and you see the scope of this zone here. My character can't fly, so I get this little, you can see it looks over. It's not a huge, this is actually one of the smaller ones. This zone is called Founders Falls, but there is enough room to move around without bumping into other characters. So if we look at the map, see there's a tab here for the city. This shows you the different zones and the connections between them. And we're down here in Founders Falls, the one that's glowing. There's a couple dozen zones, and there's at least half a dozen that don't show on here. So there's plenty of room on the map that you can play solo and not be bothered by anybody, or you can team up. There are task forces that are geared for 6 to 8 characters. There are raids that are geared for even up to 50. And there are actually giant monsters where it's like, hey, everybody come. So looking around the zone here, you also have contact information. These are people you go to. Right over there, you can see there's a marker showing you where you have to go. See that person, and I'll head over there. These are the people who give you missions, and most of the time you're going to be doing missions. There really isn't much RP involved unless you generate it. The server I'm on right now is Everlast, is one that people that want to play RP together will congregate at. So here we can click on this guy, you talk to him, and you've got different options. I'll go into those different times. Missions. Here are my outstanding missions. Clues are things you get that the game can be a little complicated, as complicated as you want it to be. And so I'll cover clues in another video. Badges are just things that you collect. You can set your title to be a badge that you've earned, and it's just kind of a way to gauge how much you've done. Here, unwavering. This is the one you don't want. Then, though you have been defeated, you continue to fight for Paragon City. You win this badge by losing a lot. So that's the navigation tab, which this HUD is not set in stone. These things can be moved. You just grab them somehow, and there you go. anywhere you want on the screen. So they can also be turned on or off. The second one is one that is inspirations. Inspirations, and commonly referred to in the game, the candy. They give you a brief, like 30-second bonus. Yellow, accuracy of your attacks. This purple, good luck, is defense. You don't get hit as much. Focused rage, you do more damage. You get a shot of health with the green. Orange, you get some damage resistance. The blue, you get some endurance, and I'll hit those. So they're just a quick help, and don't be afraid to use them. They're not hard to come by. Over here in the right-hand corner is kind of a control area. It's a very important one. It shows you your health, green bar, your endurance, which in a sword and sorcery game would be mana, and your experience. Some different types of players have a third bar, and we'll see that when I run one of them. Experience is how far you're going towards your next level, and this is, or towards your next little segment here. There's 10 segments on this wheel. You fill up all 10, you gain a level, and you fill up one segment by filling up this bar. Down below is the icons of powers or abilities that I have active right now that are governing what I do. And that'll make more sense as we get going. Down in the lower right is your power bar, basically. When you first create a character, you see one bar. You can easily, I created these others, and I have 4 and 5 over here. Bar number one is geared towards the numbers on the keyboard. You see down below the 1, 2, 3, 4. If I press 1 on the keyboard, I launch that power. Whatever it is, I launch it. Level 2 is Alt. Alt 1 gives me this. Alt 7. Alt 8 gives me this. I'll do an Alt 8 right now. And you see a little circle go around that. And I've just got a secondary mutation, which, if you notice up here, pops up a little mutation. Now I have quick reflex. What you saw just launched there was Hasten, which is a power, and it's got a green circle around it. You can designate any one power to auto-launch whenever it becomes available. And you see the little countdown timer on top of it. That's how long until it becomes available again. Mine right now, I have, it'll last for about 1.5 minutes. And so I got about 30-second delay between when it runs out and when I can launch it again. The third line is control. So if I do control 1, I will throw a flying disc, which is a frisbee, and it's kind of an RP thing. You click on another player, which there aren't many out right now during this time of day, and I'll throw them a frisbee, and then they get that power show up in their power set somewhere, and they can pass the frisbee around. So it's just kind of a fun thing. Continuing on clockwise, here you can see you can open up. There are other powers that I don't have right now that you get, and we'll see that when we build characters. But this is a whole list of every power available to me. I have a bunch of temporary ones that I don't have showing on here. And if I want to launch one without actually putting it on a bar, I can open up the powers and just click on it. Inspirations, close that out or open it up. Enhancements we'll get to. Salvage is something that bad guys drop when you kill them, and you can use that for manufacturing and research and stuff. Recipes, these are the recipes you can make with the salvage, and we'll get into that later. As I said, you can play it simple, or you can get as deep into it as you want. Over in the lower left corner is communications. Again, it could be anywhere. You can move this anywhere. You can expand it, shrink it, just like any window. Grabbing the edge. Chat area. Different channels. There's about 20 different channels you can get. You can talk, see what your team members are doing if you're on a team. A league I haven't done anything with, but that's like an expanded team. Friends, you can friend people on here and they'll show up when they're online. Super group, you can make a super group. I have a super group made called the Dogs, and I have my other characters I've brought into it as well. There's also email to communicate offline things. So LFG, looking for group. If I want to get involved in a trial or a task force that involves more people than me, I can put on here, look, I'm looking for this, and other people will check that out to see who else is looking for that. Moving up, you see 4 and 5, which looks like this. I created these by clicking on this little plus. It gives me a 1. I can drag it anywhere, and I can name it. There's up to 10, I believe, 10, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. Okay, there's 9 different ones you can have, each with 10. So you can have up to 90 powers available at a time. Now, none of these are keyboard operated except for 1, 2, and 3. You have to click on them. So, how do I get rid of this? Closed. So I have a lot of different powers that I like to play with this character because he's level 41. He's acquired a lot of them. So I want to see these available to me, but I don't need them like launched constantly. So I put them up here where I can click on them if I need to. Up in the upper left corner, this is my targeting screen. So if I put my mouse over, notice I have a white pointer. I move over. This is a potential enemy. It turns red. If I click them, now they're targeted. And I can see their health, their endurance, what level they're at, what group they play for. There are 40 or 50 different groups of bad guys, or good guys if you play as a villain, which you can do. I don't. I just haven't seen that urge to. And their level. This is a boss. Bad guys generally come in 4 levels. There's minion, which is normal. There's lieutenant, and there's boss, and then there's arch villain, which are really hard. You can think of a lieutenant as being half a level harder, and a boss as being 2 half levels harder. So if I was a level 35 character, this guy would be, doable but difficult. The next window here is enhancements. I'm going to click on manage because that'll make it a little more sense. Here's a list of all the powers that I have that can be enhanced. I have enhancements on them. Here's one in the middle, reconstruction. It's a healing power. Excuse me. That I have an empty slot. Now, if I have the right type of healing power, healing enhancement available to me, this one is not, because my origins are natural and this is a science or mutation enhancement, I could drop it in there and it would give me 13.3% more health when I use that reconstruction. So this is a way of enhancing your powers. So you collect these, they're dropped occasionally. So, all right, let's find an opponent. Or actually, I said that moving around was different. All right, the mouse wheel is going to control your camera, zoom in and out. There is no real first person, but if you zoom in far enough, it's like first person. And you move around, ASWD, right? W forward, S backward, A side, D side. And I said you point and click with the mouse. The mouse is typically point and click at all times. But the right hand button, mouse button 2, is how you turn your character to look around or steer as you're moving forward. Again, this is very different from other games, so that's why I recommend doing the tutorial. Lubricate my throat here, a little some coffee. Let's go on a mission and show you what the game is all about. I am in my Founders Falls. Let's go to Atlas Park. I'll show you Atlas Park. All right, now for the map, zone map, I want to get from here to Atlas Park. Two options. Easiest one, take the train. Paragon City monorail. I just clicked on that and I'll zoom in so you can see it better here. Right there, Paragon City monorail. And now you notice it just pops up on my navigation. So I'm going to jump on my little flyer and fly over. The flyer costs quite a bit of influence, which is the game's version of money. And as you defeat enemies or do tasks, you'll gain influence. I chose to buy this flyer. There are flying powers. I could take power to fly, which is cool. But why do that when I can buy a flyer and not waste a power slot on that power? And I'll show you how you get powers. But you don't want to watch just to hear me talk about things. You want to actually see what's going on in the game. Oh, here's someone right here in front of me. Quasi-Minotaur. They're level 10. Magic War Shade, different thing here. I'm going to do a little thing for them. I'm going to give them a little boost. It's another power that I purchased. Here we are in Atlas Park. This is kind of the main hub. And this zone, all the zones are geared for different levels. This zone is geared for levels 1 through 5. And you'll quickly out-level it, but you'll still come here a lot. Heroes from all levels come here to Atlas Park. You'll often see here underneath the statue of Atlas a costume competition. And Atlas, because is right now is not holding the world, he is holding a giant pumpkin, because right now it's City of Heroes is holding their Halloween festival. In the month of August, they have a Halloween festival every year. And I'll before I end this, remind me, I'll do a Halloween. But you'll see there's a lot of characters in this blue, all these blue names. These are other heroes, and they're just kind of hanging out here. That guy's a level 50 plus, okay, so he's done a lot, you know. Level 50 plus. They're probably gearing up to go on some kind of task force. Alright, but I have a mission here. I'm going to click on my mission, and notice on my navigation compass, a little like explosion showed up, and there's my marker. So I'm going to head over there. Seeing who's around, bad guys, tab. Tab is show me the next bad guy. And as I tab through, see that levels 5 and 6. Now, if I were running down the street, they would ignore me probably, because I'm nowhere near their level. Now, if they were 45, that's still, that would be too hard for me, probably, or right on the edge of it. They would not ignore me. So, I'm just going to turn off my run fast powers. Now I'm running at normal speed. There's also a walk power if you want. It doesn't cost you endurance to run at a normal speed. And if you watch, you see things pop up down here in the chat windows. The NPCs talk. Here's someone looking for a group, and they have all kinds of different shortcuts on how they say things, looking for groups and that. Don't be afraid to ask. I've generally found the vast majority of the players here are quite friendly, which is nice, because sometimes on MMOs you can find people who aren't. Right. Tabbing through, I see these are my opponents. They belong to a faction called Cray. Cray Industries is like evil corporation, and they have different powers and strengths too. So I'm going to run at them. I'm going to launch with an Alt-1 my focus chi, which, if I right-click on it and check out the info for you, pops up, focus chi. Tapping into your inner chi greatly increases the amount of damage you deal for a few seconds, as well as slightly increasing your chance to hit. Okay. So I want to do a really quick devastating strike on this first person at least. When they say a few seconds, they mean a few seconds. It would be nice if it was like 20 seconds, but it's not. So I'm going to hit F. I have this person targeted. Hitting F is a follow. And you'll see, I'm sorry, Xbox people, but this is a PC-only game. Absolute PC only. There are just too many controls possible. You need a keyboard. F is follow. If I click on a hero and hit F, I will follow them. Wherever they go, I won't have to touch my keyboard. My character will follow them. So if I hit an opponent and I F, I run to them. Now, Alt-1, and my biggest attack is a 4. Now, I'm attacking by typing on the number keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these are attacks. On row 2, I have, this is make me do more damage briefly. Make me not use as much endurance for a little while. The third one, dull pain. Look at that. So, max HP. For a little while, I have more hit points. 4. Instant healing. Now, I really haven't talked about different types of players, and I should. My character here is a scrapper. A scrapper is a melee character, up close and personal. A scrapper is a damage dealer. If I look at my powers, the first one is my primary power set. These are all melee attacks. My secondary power set with a scrapper is most of them are going to be damage avoidance, defense, damage mitigation, which is damage resistance. I can make myself so I'm harder to hit, or I can make myself so that when I am hit, I don't take as much damage. Those are the most common secondary power, for a scrapper. What I have, my scrapper secondary, I'm a regen, which means I'm kind of like Wolverine. I heal fast. Not as fast as Wolverine. No, I'm not as good as Wolverine. Okay. But I do heal fast. Now, back when City of Heroes was originally up, the regens were considered weak scrappers. And the reason was, while you'll watch my health bar will go down and up and down and up. If you get taken damage too quickly, you're dead. If you get 0, you can't recover. Unlike Wolverine, who seems to, or Deadpool, who just comes back from the dead. Sort of. So if I take enough damage, and I'm constantly taking damage, that's why it's considered weaker, because you're not trying to avoid damage. You're constantly taking damage. If you take enough, you're dead. With the other builds, you're doing something to try to avoid taking damage. So that's why regens were considered weaker. But I think they're fun, which I'm not the best City of Heroes player. I haven't gone and done numbers. There are players that just go through the statistics and the numbers and can tell you exactly what the strongest build is, and they do everything they can to maximize their character, which is great if that's what they enjoy. Me, I just play if it's a fun character, and you'll see that on some of them. Acute senses. This is this temporary mutation. I'm going to show you in one of the videos how to get that, because it's free. Never fire it up in the middle of a fight. There is a very tiny chance, and my voice is getting raw. very tiny chance, but still not zero, that you'll turn into a monkey, an alien monkey. And you're pretty squishy if you do. So don't do it in the middle of a fight. Now this guy is tough. You see, you notice he is orange. Up here, the letters and his name, and up there and here are orange. This guy is yellow. He's a minion. I'm level 41. See him over here in the right hand corner. He is level 42, which means he's a level above me. Same level appears white. One level up or a half level up, he was same level as me and a lieutenant, is yellow. 2 levels up is orange. 3 is red. 4 and more is purple. You should be wary of taking on fights with purple people. In real life too. 1 level down is blue. 2 levels is green. 3 or more is gray, which can be difficult to distinguish from the white of the normal. So, anyway, this guy is going to be tough. So, I got to watch my health. These other ones, I know I can smack them without being in any difficulty. This one, I have to watch my health, because if my health gets down towards half, he can kill me with 1 shot. So I'm going to need to launch my instant healing or dull pain or reconstruction, one of those. And I'm definitely going to need all my power here. Maybe I'll give myself a little bit of defense. After I talked him up. I have had ones like that take me down. See, all right, here's one of the few things where your click comes into play with your mouse. Yep. But at doors, your mouse pointer will turn into a hand. Anything you interact with, mouse pointer turns into a hand. Notice when I'm steering with the right hand, with the right mouse button 2, the cursor goes away. So I can either click on who I want to attack, or use the tab to tab through. F, charge, and follow them, which is essentially a charge. Why I like the regen and say it's fun is if I'm playing a character, Scrappers are up close and personal. Their primary is deal damage. Their secondary is avoid. So Scrappers tend to get hurt. And if I'm running one that has damage avoidance or damage mitigation, I do take some damage. Now, I heal up slow, so I may have to pause in between attacks, where a regen, I rarely get them. If I'm not almost dead, there's space for jump. Oh, see, this guy. He made me use one of my healing powers. If I'm not dead after a fight, I'm ready for my next one. There's also a thing you can do over here. See this little plus sign down here. Rest. I don't need to do it because I will heal up quickly anyway. But if you rest, you kneel down, you get a little message, only affecting stuff. I can't attack, I can't defend. So if someone attacks me while I'm resting, they're going to whoop me. But you heal up and get your endurance back very quickly. Now, you can probably hear this in the background that's humming. That's a glowy. That's a mission objective. Find it. Put my cursor over it, and look at that. Simple. Mission was pretty easy. Let's see if there's anybody else. Oh, map. This is now my map is showing me my mission map. And yeah, I've been everywhere. So, rather than, I can choose to run out if I want, or I can just hit exit and jump right back out. When City of Heroes first came out, that wasn't an option that they issued until their first update, if I remember correctly. Their main updates were called issues, like a comic book issue. And there are City of Heroes comic books that they issued when the game came out. There's, I don't know, maybe as many as a couple dozen City of Heroes comic books. So it was a cool idea. NCSoft did some really good stuff. They made a good game. They had a cool idea with the comic books, and they gave the game away when they were done with it. That's, I mean, kudos to anybody that was in on that decision. All right, my mission is done. Now, if I look at my mission, now it says return to contact. Look in here and see who was my contact. You can mouse wheel scroll down. I can either go to them, or if I've dealt with them enough, I have a call. And now they tell me about the consequences of my mission, and I can set up a new one. Some missions are timed. You have 90 minutes to complete this. So look for that in the missions, because if you're going to be getting off, you know, in a little bit, because you know, you're going to be called to dinner or whatever in 5 minutes, you don't want to start a 90-minute mission. So there, I just took the next mission within that story arc. So right now, those are my contacts that I'm working with. There's also, please can I get this in the second zone you go to, and I could pop it up, because I'm in a zone that is not level right for me. I'm in Atlas Park, which is a 1 through 5, and I'm level 41. There's not going to be anything on my police radio. So that's a mission. Let me see what else we've got here. Who do I want to fight? Well, let me just take a very quick scan around Atlas Park here. There are some places that you'll want to take note of, and there are missions that actually teach you where the things are and what they do. So they have very good tutorials, and there's statues of heroes all over the place. There's the train station to go from zone to zone. You see this blue cylinder here I'm flying towards. that's a base portal. I jump into my supergroup base, and I will at some time. Right now, it's pretty bleak. Like I said, I'm switching servers, and I haven't done any decorating. It's not like it's messy, just haven't done decorating. Icon is where you can change your character's outfit. You can change how you look completely. There's a hospital. If you die, you get automatically teleported to the hospital. You gain debt when you die. Your character does day jobs, which can mitigate debt. Debt, when the game first came out, was huge. Players complained about it. I didn't mind. I was just having fun. This is where you can sell your enhancements and ones that you create. I'll get into that in a future video. City Hall. It's where you first get missions on the hop around to the vault, where you can save where you can save your salvage. Put your salvage in the vault reserve, because you have a limited amount you can carry around. You don't have an encumbrance, you just have a limit. I'm going to hop down here. When you first start the game, whether you do the tutorial or not, when you come in as a hero, you start right here. This is a view you see. And now when you see many heroes, you see the different looks of the heroes. This guy looks like that's the one we put the cards on earlier. And it looks like a minotaur. You got the person's half alien. That's what they can look like. Only them. But some people are in wild costumes. Shadow Raven, he's 27. Brute, all right, so he's a melee person too. Now, there's level 50 with a emote they can do. So lots of different looks. But this girl right here, notice she's not, she's a green name. This is Miss Liberty, and she's part of the lore for City of Heroes. And this is where you come when you gain a power. You can train up your next level of power. You can, in Icon, you can make different ways of how you look and save them, and you can use them here. Contact tells you about. There's quite an extensive lore for City of Heroes. It goes way back into prehistory that they've written. So, if you really enjoy the game, I encourage you to check out every aspect of it. I will put links in for the wiki and for how to download Tequila, which is Homecoming's launcher for City of Heroes. So, let's see. Oh, I said that's where you start. There's Miss Liberty. You're going to need to know Miss Liberty. And these people, the field trainer, this is where you can sell some of your enhancements that you pick up you don't want to use. Or buy them. You see there next. This gal is where you can get this. I said secondary mutation. Show me your wares. Yeah. And these are things that you can get for free. I've already got my free ones so I can buy things. So I can get, prestige powers. These used to only be able to get by being a customer for so long. Like they'd have a 3-year celebration. Oh, the servers have been around for 3 years. If you've been with us for 3 years, you can get this prestige power, which gives you a little whatever. Not a major boost, not like a play to win, but just for instance, capes. None of the characters had capes at first until after the first year, and then if you'd been a member for a year, you could add a cape to your character. But this is where you want to come see her. See, this guy's level 1. Nice outfit. And he is getting these free powers from this girl. Super. Okay. But look at the difference in how they look. This guy is a tank. This guy is a brute, which are similar, but they're both melee people. And see how quick he was? Level 1 purple didn't used to be able to go that quickly, but because of the powers picked up here. Yeah. You'll then want to go into City Hall, where you'll find, first off, you'll find a badge right here. See this little marker on the ground? These are location badges. You find when you pick up a little, I'm definitely losing my voice. I'm just talking this much. It'll be one of these location badges, and you get badges for having badges. So, however many locations you get a badge. You get a badge. However many badges you get a badge. When you first start as number 1, and again, I'll hit this in a video with creating a character. You'll come down here, and depending on which origin you have chosen, magic, technology, mutation, science, or natural, you'll go and talk to the person, and that's where you'll get your first assignments. They'll start you on a story arc. So, I've given you a little taste of City of Heroes, and next time will be better. When I log off here, if I log off in City Hall, I will begin to get day job points for a temporary power that will give me, day job powers. I don't have this one active right now, but basically I will earn influence quicker, like 2% quicker or something like that. It's not significant, but it is a bonus. So I hope I've piqued your interest. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Click like, whatever Dread says there on her, or like and subscribe. She is enjoying doing these, so keep watching hers. And I will try to have some more videos up soon. I'm going to right now quit the character selection and briefly go through a few other characters I have. And you'll see if they look different. I will do character creation and tutorial. Maybe that'll be my next one. And different kinds. A blaster, range damage. Sentinel, range damage plus defense. Controller, he does confuses you, makes you think you're hurt, and steals your power. So controllers can be, they're geared more to be on a team, but they can really affect how good a team is. Mastermind runs, has minions of their own that they run. Another scrapper, mindless minion, no scrapper. This guy's a tank. This one, I love this guy's a stalker. I love how he fights and how he looks in turn. And you'll see a lot of different looks. This one really was really ambitious on creating how we looked in this one, as you can tell. But again, brutes, defenders. Defenders are generally support characters. Father Frost. Yeah. Freezes people. So, as you can see, you can make characters look very different. You can actually have more. Show you the Union characters that haven't moved over yet. Dr. Dropout. Alien. This one, my stepson designed. The ABG big ass bad guy. This one, I think is one of the most coolest looking characters I've made. He's also pretty weak. I don't enjoy playing him as much. It's too bad because he looks really cool, I think. Go back to the 70s. Tepalado, the Aztec god of caves and earthquakes. Ergo Vinco, therefore I win. You got a cool cape. I have several robots. I have been having fun with it. Electric, comparing the different types of stalker, different types of players. Electric. Tiny robot. He controls other robots and time. Kilowatts. Yeah, I was just doing a robot thing for a little while. I like this guy. He's fun to play too. Angry old guy. It shed a couple of different minor Egyptian deities in this one. And in plant control, he's actually pretty good controlling the plants. Mental lapse, general disaster, senseless slaughter. You can see you've got a wide variety of how you make your characters look, and there are lots of them. You just create a character, make a brand new one. This one's long enough, so I'm not going to get dragged into making a character right now. I will do one with a character. So that's City of Heroes in a nutshell, and I hope you enjoyed it. So keep watching Dread, and I hope you're having a great day. So long.